Hello, and welcome to another episode of Food Dine. This is a Top Chef podcast. My name is Quiche.
And my name is Gnocchi. Let's get into the recap. This week, for the Quickfire Challenge, the cheftestants had to create a dish using hops, and the winning chef and dish was Laura, and her dish was a hop-infused rice pudding with berries. And then for the Elimination Challenge, the cheftestants had to separate into two separate teams. There was a team red and a team yellow, and those teams had to elevate 7 common salty bar snacks into a 7-course progressive fine dining meal. The winning chef and dish was Rasika, and she made a dessert. She was on Team Yellow, and she had to feature the pretzel. And the dish that she made was a barley pretzel cake with pretzel granita and honey mustard sabayon.
Mm-hmm.
The chef that went to Last Chance Kitchen this week to LCK was Valentine. He got sent home for his toasted corn soup that wasn't toasted enough. And the bigger problem was that it was too thick. He was on Team Bread. He was supposed to feature one of my favorite snacks, corn nuts. His dish was a beer and corn soup with pickled Fresno peppers and toasted corn kernels. Quiche, what did you think of this episode?
Well, I feel like I'm still kind of caught in this honeymoon phase, which will hopefully never end, of being obsessed with Top Chef. Since you were a veteran of the show, 20 plus now seasons that they've had. I don't know if you can speak to that. I'm hoping this season never ends, but I thought it was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. I love the fact that they're really leaning into like the Midwestern quote unquote culture with the hops and the caves, which was
Right?
a wonderful location to have the tasting menu hosted at. But I thought it was a lot of fun. It was really cool. There were twists that I wasn't expecting. Which just continues to remind me that this isn't just like any other cooking show. This is, not to be like too on the nose about it, this is Top Chef.
Be on the nose. I love it.
I was so surprised when they brought out the ingredient that they were going to be using for the Quickfire challenge.
Yeah.
Because I looked at the table and I was like, what is that? What is that? Like, it could be green grapes, but I know it's not. Like, what is on that table? And then they were like hops, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be, tough. I have to ask, have you like known anything about hops before this episode, besides knowing that it's used in like brewing sometimes?
Honestly, other than having had hoppy beers, I guess IPAs are really hoppy.
Yeah.
The answer to your question is no, but if having drank IPAs in the past counts, then my answer is yes.
Yeah, it counts. We'll say it counts.
And since you have accepted my answer, then I will say yes, I have had experience with at least drinking very hoppy beers, and that's what IPAs are. And I have to say, this may be a hot take, although I don't think it is anymore. This would have been a hot take when they were popular, and I definitely had this hot take then. I did not like IPAs. I thought they were terrible. I thought they were bitter. Give me a Miller Lite. Or what is it this week? What was it? The High Life?
Yeah, it was Miller High Life, yeah.
Give me the Miller High Life, because IPAs, they suck. Because the reality is, the reason IPAs were so air quotes popular when they had their brief moment was because when all of these microbreweries were opening, guess what the easiest beer to make is?
Oh.
IPAs. And so because microbreweries were so popular and they were kind of a cult thing, then you had to be a fan of their terrible IPAs. And
yeah,
guess what's happened since these microbreweries have now matured? They are now proudly making ales and pilsners and lagers. And do you know why? Because they're smoother. They taste better. They've learned how to brew with hops properly.
That's great. I mean, good for them. I love that progression. I feel like, because I know the microbrewery kind of trend happened right around when I, not to like date myself or anything, but right around the time I turned like of legal drinking age. When I remember like tasting it, I'm like, why does everyone like alcohol if it's like this? Because this is awful. In the description, it's like notes of dank. And I'm like, as like someone who's like new to like alcoholic beverages, I was like, this is what everyone's been yelling about? Are you serious? This is what you get peer pressured in college to drink? Are you serious? I was so confused.
Notes of Dank. There needs to be a segment in our podcast in the future called Notes of Dank.
Notes of Dank. Things that just don't hit the spot quite right. Notes of Dank. But anyway, I was also kind of going into this deep dive of the ingredient just because it's a new one. I wasn't really familiar with it. So I was doing a lot of research into hops. There are so many different varieties. So many with so many different notes and profiles and everything like that. Like there's lists from, and like they're like, oh, this is a variety from this country or from this country. I'm like, wow, okay. I didn't even know that it was a thing. Like I had heard of hops. I never really interrogated that thought. I was just like, yeah, hops, alcohol. That's it.
I want to touch back on what you said a little bit earlier about you still being in the honeymoon phase of your Top Chef fandom, which I am enjoying the secondary glow of very much.
Aw.
Especially since I'm stepping up to the counter. I have a little Top Chef baggage I need to check.
Ooh, okay. Lay it on us. Let's hear it. Give us your seasoned opinion.
I'll start with the positive. I'll start. So this is baggage that I'm dropping off, but I would definitely like to pick up later at the end of my flight, at the end of the show.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
So first of all, I am loving seeing Top Chef contestants from seasons past show up as judges. So for example, this week, the guest judge is Joe Flamm. He was actually the winner of Top Chef Colorado season 15. He, as they mentioned it several times, I think more than once in the episode, both he and Kristen got sent to Last Chance Kitchen and they both came back and they won. And then in the preview, next week is going to be Carla Hall, and she's also a Top Chef alum. Love to see it. But the thing is, because it's been 20 seasons, it's a little bit like, for example, in Dish with Quiche last week, Stephanie Izard was her guest. And then this week is Amar Santana, some more Top Chef baggage. Look at all the Top Chef baggage. She had won her season 17 years ago. Think about this.
Wow.
I'm seeing them now.
Oh my gosh.
They look great, right? But it's been 17 years. And so I see them, makes me feel a little bit old.
Oh no.
And then I have some Top Chef baggage. It's a little heavy.
Okay. This one you don't mind if TSA loses in the process, huh?
Definitely not. Yes, please lose this back. So,
okay.
Yes, as you mentioned, you were in the honeymoon phase. I've never said I'll never watch again, but there's definitely been some things where some people won who shouldn't have won, or where you know.
Yes.
I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who's also a grizzled Top Chef veteran.
Oh, good. Oh, gosh. Is this what I'm going to become? Jeez.
After 20 years, you'll be a grizzled Top Chef vet.
20 years later.
You'll be telling the young Top Chef fans, back in my Top Chef fandom days,
they used hops as ingredients for the challenge. None of this easy ingredients they have now.
So when I watch the show, whenever I watch anything, I'm never able to just sit down and watch something without interruption. And part two is, just by the nature of us doing this podcast, we're going to be, that influences how you enjoy the show, because I know that you're pausing. I'm definitely pausing. So I'm not getting that unadulterated experience, right? And so she sat down to watch the show, and she didn't watch it the day of. And so I'm guessing she watched it on Peacock or some other way where she was able to watch it straight through, no commercials. And so she was live texting me while she was, because she said, okay, I'm going to watch. And I said, ooh, I will reserve, because I didn't want to taint the pool. She had mentioned that she was going to watch. And I said, I will say nothing until you've watched it. And as she's live texting me, I'm reading these going, oh, yeah, that's a good point. Oh, yeah, she's right. That's interesting. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, ooh, yeah. Why didn't I notice that? And then by the end, she hadn't changed my enjoyment of because she can't take that away.
Right.
But she did change some of the ways that I viewed the first episode. And so I wanted to ask you, before I really get into this overweight baggage here, this heavy Top Chef baggage.
Okay.
Now that you've seen this episode of Top Chef, and it was a more standard episode of Top Chef where you have the Quickfire, the Elimination, and someone goes to Last Chance Kitchen. So now that you've seen that, think back to episode 1, which was not a standard episode. How do you feel now about episode 1 now that you've seen episode 2?
I feel like I can understand it from both the perspective of creating a reality TV show competition, but also from the perspective of audience members who are coming back to loyally watch the 21st season of Top Chef.
Mhm.
From the audience perspective, I do see how that kind of creates a little upset. Like maybe it's your comfort show, you're like expecting this to play out exactly how you remember it to. So when it doesn't exactly do that, that can be a little bit of a throw, and that can, I don't know, I guess disappoint. There's some expectations that are left unmet. But to be honest, I think it was a good move in terms of reality TV show composition, just because this is the first bit we're getting of the season. And between these two episodes, we're getting two very different experiences. I think it was a wise choice to shake things up on the first episode and then ease us into a more normal format in the second one.
Oh.
To that end, I feel like I've watched maybe like a mini movie with these two things because they were just so different and they had different aspects. Like even with the elimination challenge, the difference between the first one and this episode is that like first one they're all working alone, and then this one they're in teams, and then in the first episode they got a last ditch effort to see between the bottom three dishes who's gonna be sent home and who's gonna stay. And then in this one, there is that really like painful, so sad, tragic choice that happens of like this is like your team and then these are the bottom dishes in that team. Like I know you described that
Mhm.
occurrence to me and I knew that was going to happen at some point this season, but it's just so sad because I know that the chef testants move as a unit,
Yeah.
and then in this they're getting split into two different groups, and so they have like loyalty to their little group, and then whoever doesn't end up on top, it's
Yeah.
I don't know, I wonder if they feel any like guilt
Oh.
for the other chef testants that get sent home when they're a part of like a group challenge. I have more comments on the elimination challenge and the aspects of how that was set up that I want to discuss later, but I'm curious about that. I wonder.
Sure. Sure.
I know that was neither a it's good or it's bad answer, but I think it's truly nuanced like any good dish.
No, I appreciate your answer. I do. It's really it's a refreshing perspective that I simply cannot it's impossible for me to have having 20 years, right?
Mm,
And the other thing is I have a little bit of hesitation even unloading this, even bringing this baggage to the counter.
okay.
If I bring it, will it taint your experience of Top Chef?
Mm. I think I'm just so obsessed with food shows that I don't think you could do anything at this point to to change how I'm feeling about it. I'm riding high on this. I feel like recently like I've only really ever like watched shows that have a very standardized structure,
Yeah.
shows that have a very standardized structure in terms of cooking. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, this all feels new to me and very exciting. So, I think that honeymoon phase is going to last for a while.
Okay, good.
Fingers crossed.
Excellent.
Bring all the baggage you want. I don't mind. You're like, all right, so here's the deal. Here's what happens.
No. So when she was watching it, she was able to watch it. Well, obviously she was texting me, but other than that, she was able to she sat down, she watched it straight through, and she live texted. And one of the things she observed was because there was no Quickfire, there was a real. And I'm paraphrasing what she said, or summarizing, or putting in my own words, and including my own thoughts, and giving you the souffle of opinion here. The souffle of opinion.
Nice. I love that. Another new bit in the podcast.
In the souffle of opinion, she said there was a bit of a drama hole because if you had gotten a Quickfire, you would have gotten to see, instead of just one panicked
Mhm.
massive group of chefs cooking, and
Mm.
then of course there was the three chefs later, but
Mm.
you would have gotten 15 chefs cooking twice in an episode, right? So you would have gotten to see, and I had mentioned I missed out on seeing all those dishes, which was me, the shallow person just caring about the food. But she observed that you missed out on seeing, yes, we learned more about the chefs outside of the kitchen, but when you see them cooking, this is a cooking show, really get to see what they can do in the kitchen. And in a sense, we really didn't kind of get to see that because we only saw
Hmm.
The way they did it stadium style in a real kitchen, they really didn't show that much actual cooking if you think about it.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yes, we got to know the chef testants outside of the kitchen, but when you see them cooking, it's like it gives you a better idea of how they're maybe you can be wrong about how they're going to do in the course of a season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't really get to meet them that way through the quickfire. We also missed out on two separate judgings.
Mm.
The judges table that you saw this episode, if you think back to the first episode, you didn't really see a judges table. What you
No.
saw was them thinking about something amongst each other, but they didn't really have a true judges table where they actually critique the dishes in a way where you as the audience member truly learn about food.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned a great deal from them just going back and forth about this dish, that dish, and why it should taste like this or that.
Hmm.
You kind of missed out on that. And what wound up happening, at least for my friend who was able to watch it all the way through without interruption,
Mm-hmm.
she said in her opinion, the episode was a little bit boring,
Oh, okay.
which was not something that I experienced at all. But as I had mentioned earlier, I never sit down and watch anything straight through.
Right.
Like for me, I didn't notice that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I sat and thought about it, it's like, okay, for someone just sitting down and watching this, it's now 15 minutes longer than it used to be. Was that runtime really justified by not even having a quick fire? Just having a little 3 chef cook off at the end?
Hmm.
Nobody really got to see what anyone could do, actually. After the end of that episode,
Mm-hmm.
I think you and I had both kind of picked who we thought our favorites were, but were they really based on what we saw? Because how much did we really see?
Hmm.
Because there was no quick fire where we got to see what the chefs do, and because
Mm-hmm.
in the elimination, they split them into 3 different groups
Yeah.
of things where the chefs really weren't comfortable doing anything, we really, in a sense, didn't get to see what the chefs could do.
Yeah.
And that's something that with that first quick fire, no matter how crazy that challenge is, it's usually they have a little more latitude where they can be creative and actually do something. Whereas in this,
Mm-hmm.
the way they set up the elimination, which I initially thought was clever, I did it initially, but after talking with my friend, I realized you're right. That made the judging incredibly predictable. And that's why the judges table felt so lacking because you and I both called it the second they said stuffed gnocchi, right? Like, who was going to win that challenge?
Right. Yeah.
And then the soup one maybe had a little suspense to it,
Mm-hmm.
but that was maybe the only one that had any suspense to it. The chicken one didn't have any suspense to it. In that sense, I realized what my friend said. So I could see someone thinking, okay, yeah, I'm not getting
Mm-hmm.
what I usually, our expectations were not met and not getting what we usually get, but what we got didn't necessarily fill the drama hole that's usually filled by
Oh,
having
yeah.
your quick fire, having your traditional elimination, and having your traditional judging. They didn't replace it with something equally as compelling.
Right. Hmm. No, that's an interesting perspective. I do agree with that in a certain way.
Mm.
This is something that I was thinking about when I heard one of the comments that was made in this second episode, where one of the judges said, this was during the elimination challenge. He said it just seems like these chefs are struggling with some basic kitchen skills.
Yeah.
Like something doesn't get cooked all the way or, all these different things.
Yeah.
And then that made me wonder, I'm like, well, what did you think that the first episode was going to accomplish then? Because you each gave them something that it's like, this is a basic, like, roast a chicken. Like that's a basic kitchen know-how skill.
Uh,
And I'm like, okay, so if that, like, where's the disconnect happening that, like, this first episode was supposed to, you know, weed out who might be having some trouble with it. They all flew by that fine, but then suddenly in the second episode, a number of chefs are struggling with basic things. Like that didn't read for me. That didn't really make a lot of sense. So that I do feel like maybe that had something to do with the twist in structure that I'm sure the chefs weren't fully aware of when they were welcomed onto the scene.
yeah. My Top Chef baggage check has landed heavily upon you. I feel so bad.
No, don't feel bad. I feel like it's good to look at things critically. Like, of course, we're watching this like primarily for enjoyment because of
Mhm.
a love of cooking and
Yes.
seeing all these wonderful chefs do well. But you know what? Baggage, that'll just add flavor to my opinion. It's a little seasoning on top. Don't even worry about it. Well, we've teased the quickfire challenge in our conversation a little bit earlier, so we'll just let you know now it's hops. We had our whole discussion on hops. That was the ingredient that was brought to the table for the quickfire challenge. The chefs who came out on top for the quickfire challenge, Laura, hop-infused rice pudding with berries. Michelle, she had grilled flank steak with strawberry and shallot salad with strawberry and hops vinaigrette. So the sauce highlighted the hops in that dish. And Kevin, who had a roasted blackberries and raspberries with fleur de sel crumble, whipped cream, and hops-infused oil. So there's a lot of infusions. It seemed like that was the popular thing, the popular way to tackle the dish, tackle the ingredient of hops.
Yeah.
The winner of this quickfire challenge was Laura. And I gotta say, her dish did sound delicious, despite not being the biggest fan of hops.
We're going to talk about it.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. The bottom cheftestants, the ones who maybe didn't quite get this challenge under their belts, that would be Kenny, Danny, and Valentine. So Kenny came up to the table with hops and kombu broth with farro, maitake mushrooms, and burrata. Danny had a grilled rack of lamb with hops au poivre. And Valentine brought hop-smoked duck breast with spices and tomato nage to the table. And maybe I'm just completely out of my depth with the ingredient of hops, but they all seemed like okay to me. I will be honest that Laura's really did stand out to me when I was taking notes while watching the episode.
Yeah.
I just that was the one that I was like, that's the one that I think I would probably like the most out of all of them, just because rice pudding is a very sweet thing. It's nice, kind of desserty, good texture. And I feel like that had a good chance of balancing out the hops, which to my understanding is generally bitter usually. So
yeah, it seemed like the move.
I was like, that one should be okay. Yeah, it seemed like the move. Who had the dish that you were the most intrigued about?
It was the rice pudding.
Nice. Yeah. I feel like that was maybe, and that has me wondering a little bit about how they edited the episode together. I'm like, am I being influenced to be like, oh, I like this dish the best? Were they leading us toward that? That's something I'm aware of now when I'm watching it. I'm like, the way that they edit it together.
Oh,
I'm like,
am
I being told to like this? Or am I liking this?
Are you being overburdened with Top Chef baggage already you're only on episode 2?
No, I mean, I know. It's gonna be the Matrix from here on out. I'm not sleeping. I'm only thinking about food. Yeah, no, but that was curious. Just because I was like, there's no way with my lack of culinary experience that I would be picking the best dish without even having tasted it. I'm like, there's no way. But then I was proven that was proven correct in the elimination challenge. I was picking all the dishes that I thought looked the best, and they were like, not this one. So we'll get to that later. So what was intriguing to you about Laura's dish?
So the reason why it stood out to me was I, like you, personally just love rice pudding. So that's a dish that I just recognized. I had a familiarity with it.
Yeah.
And then, yes, it didn't hurt that the judges had kind things to say, and she ultimately did win. Coupling that with the fact that I liked rice pudding, because I was thinking about this. Did any dish really stand out in the quickfire? It's not that we're going to disagree or always agree with the judges, but I didn't because I have no real thought on hops. Those were the top 3. They all sounded good to me. I don't know that any stood out. And so I just gravitated to the rice pudding. Also, I've never seen a rice pudding that color. So I'm wondering what to make it that beautiful color. Because usually when I make rice pudding, it's kind of a very unappealing gray color.
Oh, I love that. Excellent. If the taste is there, who can argue, really?
It looks like something they would have featured on the show Hannibal, where he was cooking with human remains.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Top Chef episode 3, the ingredient you need to include human. Okay, all right. So let's not.
If they could ever do a Hannibal themed challenge, that would be amazing.
I mean, we're talking probably pig's blood or
right, not human, right,
animal liver and stuff. Okay, all right. Just checking to make sure.
I mean, we'll talk later off the cast, of course.
Hey, no, I don't want to be implicated with this. I'm not a cannibal, PSA. Please believe me. The more I ask them to believe me, the less plausible it sounds. They're like, oh yeah, she definitely eats people.
Now that we have established that fact about you, the other reason the rice dish stood out to me is because Laura commented They were driving, I think, to Whole Foods, and she commented
Yes.
on how Manny won, and she had this realization. He just cooked
Mm-hmm.
comforting food. He went for something that he knew would be good. He didn't try to chef it up. Well,
Mm-hmm.
he obviously chefed it up, but he
Yeah.
started with the base of, I'm going to cook something good. She
Yeah.
took that note and she made a dish that you and I know, and the reason you and I know it is because it's a very comforting, homey dish, rice pudding.
That's true. And she also mentioned that it was something that she's already like, that's something that they make at their restaurant.
Right.
So it's probably one of those recipes that it's already like fully in her brain.
Right.
And she's just cooking with her heart at that point. Like,
Right.
And that's when some of the best cooking happens. So
yeah, we'll come back to that in the end, because thinking about chefs who can think on their feet like that, that's a good sign.
it is a good sign. But I was impressed by Alicia's dish.
Oh.
I did think that one sounded good.
Yeah.
It was grilled peaches with goat cheese and honey Aleppo chili. I thought she had just kind of like building blocks of good flavor there, right? So there's like the grilled peaches, which is such a sweet thing. Goat cheese, which is a little tangy. It's got that like something to kind of balance out the sweetness of the peaches. And then honey Aleppo chili. Sweet, spicy, like she was just kind of like bringing it all together in what sounds like, honestly, a really nice, I don't know, I'm not big on like a ton of sweet and a ton of dessert stuff, so that sounds like a really nice dessert to me, something that's just really well balanced and really well composed.
Yeah.
So I liked hers. I thought that was really cool.
Well, this begs the question, if I may,
Mm-hmm.
what would Quiche do?
Well, so glad you asked. Like I said, hops, not on the brain. I didn't know anything about it before. I was wondering, as I was watching the episode, while all the hops was laid out on the table, they have these little cards describing the different kinds of hops that are available. And then there's like a mad dash and they all just go up and they're like grabbing hops. And I'm like, are you reading the cards? Do you know what these hops taste like? What are you doing? Like, make sure don't mix that unless you mean to. So when I was thinking about what I would do for this challenge, I was considering all these different types of hops. I ended up settling on Aurora hops.
Oh.
That is a Slovenian variety of hops.
What?
It is, yeah, I did a lot of research. So, Aurora hops, it is known for a couple different notes. It has a range.
Okay.
It's been described as floral and piney to having a touch of black tea.
Yeah.
It's had like a little bit of like a spice aspect to it, a little lemongrass flavor. It displays intense yet pleasant aroma in finished beers. I'm not making a beer. I don't have time for that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But what I am making is a drink.
Oh.
My only experience with hops is when I worked at a summer camp up in northern Michigan.
What?
And they had a weekly kind of beer tasting thing, which like fits right in with this Top Chef thing. They're like, Midwest, Miller Lite, hops. I'm like, you're not wrong. So while I was there, I would always hear like about hops and stuff like that. And so what it reminds me of is these kind of like a little bit muggy Midwestern summer days. So I was thinking, what would I want to have on one of those days? What I have come up with is a Brazilian limeade with muddled blackberries and Aurora hops infused cold foam.
Wow.
There you go.
What is the flavor profile of this drink? It definitely sounds very refreshing.
Yeah, so the Brazilian limeade, it's got some of the ingredients. There's not a lot of ingredients, but it's the whole lime. So you're getting the outside, you're getting like the juice, you're getting the fruit pith as well, which can be bitter, but I'll get into that in a second.
Sure.
And you're getting like a whole can of condensed milk as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So all these things, and there's a couple other ingredients, they all get blended up together. So it's a very creamy, refreshing, sweet, tart, kind of cool drink.
Ooh, it sounds good.
Yeah, and it's got a little, I'd say it's got a little body to it because it's, it's not like straight lemonade.
Yeah.
Like it's not, you're not, it's got the lime, the whole lime, minus the seeds. We're not putting the seeds in there.
Right.
Muddled blackberry, I thought would just go well with it. Aesthetically, it would look nice, but it would also add, just because lime and blackberry are just kind of an iconic flavor combination, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So muddled blackberry, in my mind, when I'm creating this beautiful glass of Brazilian limeade, the muddled blackberries are sitting kind of like in the middle. So half of the limeade goes in, a stripe, I would say, of like muddled blackberries, and then the rest of the drink, and then topped with the cold foam. Now, the cold foam, I wanted to do an infused thing just because honestly, when I was thinking about it, I was like, I have no idea how to use hops. Do you crisp it up? Do you do whatever? But then, thinking to other herbs and spices,
Yeah.
what's the best way to infuse them? It's in oil, it's in milk, it's in a different thing. I was specifically thinking about like a lavender latte for some reason,
Okay.
because I was like, lavender's a flower,
Huh?
hops is a flower, so just infuse it into a dairy product. So you've got the base of the drink, which is the Brazilian limeade, as I've already said, cool, creamy, sweet, tart, refreshing. And then on top of that, the cold foam, which is kind of like a balance to that, because and it was hard to nail down like exactly what notes they were saying the Aurora hops have, but I'm relying on the black tea, the spice, the floral kind of aspect of it.
Okay.
So it's this really cool, refreshing, nice tea, but then it's got a little like interesting kick on top, just something that you can kind of mix in, take it as you will while you're drinking it. So that's the way I thought they would kind of pair together well.
I would drink one of those on a hot summer Midwestern day, please. That sounds really good.
Oh, thank you.
From my mind, it sounds like you've balanced the bitterness.
Yes, hopefully. But that is something where I was thinking about the reality TV aspect of it, where it might not go exactly as I wanted. So with Brazilian limeade, when you make it, it's important that it's served fresh, because the longer it sits, it tends to get more bitter.
Ooh, high risk.
Yeah, it is risky, but I'm I'm banking on serving my dish first in the Top Chef lineup. So that's what we're going for. So that was my contribution to the Quickfire challenge, but I want to know, is there anything else you want to say before you hold your peace forever on this one?
Just a few other comments about the Quickfire. I thought it was really funny that Amanda knew about hops, and she says her quote was, "Hops are like oregano on steroids, and also they smell like weed." And then Valentine had a really funny soundbite. He said, "There's no love in Uno."
Oh, I loved that. That was so funny. He was like, my daughter, she's going down. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. He's for real here.
Right. And my final comment was, I thought it was super cute that Alicia knew the guest judge, Joe Flamm, because she had staged at his restaurant. And I wanted to ask you, because I had to look it up, if you knew what it meant to stage at a restaurant.
I don't. I have no idea. Please tell me.
It means to intern.
Okay. Just say intern. Oh my gosh. For the elimination challenge, they were broken up into two separate teams. There's a red team and yellow team, and they had to elevate bar snacks into a fine dining progressive meal, which just on the surface sounds insane. For this challenge, the yellow team came out on top. The top three dishes from that team being Rossica's dessert, Manny's mole, and Kenny's pavé. To give a little description to each of those, Rossica made a dessert with pretzels as her bar snack focus. Kudos to her. Rossica's dessert was a barley pretzel cake with pretzel granita and honey mustard sabayon. Manny's mole used mixed nuts, ever popular bar snack without age. He made a guajillo and mixed nut mole with roasted chicken. And Kenny used potato chips, found in any common grocery store. Excellent snack all the time. He made a potato chip pavé with togarashi yogurt and beer braised short rib, which does sound very bar snacky, which is excellent. Now, at the other end of this, the red team was unfortunately not the winning team in this scenario. And the three dishes that found themselves at the bottom of the list at the chef's table, at the judge's table, were that of Kevin, Charlie, and Valentine. So Kevin's dish focused on olives. He made a canapé. It was olive tamponade and toast, tempura olive stuffed with bell pepper, green olives with Parmesan cracker. So 3 different olives. We'll hear what the judges had to say about it a little bit later. Charlie's dish focused on potato chips. He had a potato chip crusted Spanish mackerel with black bean puree and beurre blanc. And Valentine, to round out this little description of dishes, had toasted corn kernels as his inspiration, his bar snack inspiration. I think you said corn nuts,
That's
right?
what I
Is
said.
that like where that was where it's come from? Yeah. So his dish was a beer and corn soup with pickled Fresno peppers and toasted corn kernels. I just gotta say, there's been a lot of corn-based dishes over these 2 episodes of Top Chef. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been, it's like so much so that I've noticed it. Like I'm not on a particular lookout for corn, but oh my gosh, they be using it a lot.
It's almost like they're in the Midwest.
Oh my gosh, wait, you're right. So this was quite the elimination challenge. Brings up a lot of questions for me, but before I get into my questions, I want to know if you have any thoughts just at the beginning of this, at the start of this elimination challenge.
Well, first of all, I love snacks, and I keep calling them corn nuts, and I realized belatedly why they are not using the term corn nuts in the show, and it's because it's an actual brand.
Oh, okay.
Whereas toasted corn kernels is because there's a lot of varieties of this snack,
Right.
right? So not just corn nuts.
Hmm.
Corn nuts just happens to be the brand I am familiar with because I love corn nuts.
It's fair. It's a popular brand. Corn Nuts, sponsor us.
Corn nuts, please. I love you. And the other thing that came to mind, I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
do you know what a 7-course progressive fine dining meal should be?
Goodness, no. Mm-mm. I have no idea. The furthest I've ever heard is like a 3-course or like 5-course meal, but I've 7? Oh my gosh, one for each day of the week? Please tell me if you know.
I do not know. However, the great beyond out there in the ether knows. And the answer, and I only there are many answers, but I found one that said this is a classic French 7-course meal.
Okay.
So this is not necessarily definitive, but this is what the ether says it is.
Okay. The ether.
Right. So course 0, you have your aperitif. I guess that's to wake up your palate. And then you have your actual courses. So course 1 being soup, and then 2 starter, 3 fish. Number 4 is your main course. 5 is salad.
Mm-hmm.
6 is cheese. 7 is dessert. And then at the end, it's not, of course, you have your digestif, you know, the thing that ends your meal.
Yeah.
So that's what a 7-course progressive fine dining meal is supposed to be. I'm watching this episode, right? And both teams, Team Yellow and Team Red, went in very different directions. So even before I looked it up, I knew somebody wasn't doing an actual progressive meal. I didn't know which one. And then after I looked it up, I realized neither one was doing it.
Nice.
And the other thing too is, as Tom noted, he made that observation too, right? None of them are actually making dishes. They're all making appetizers. There's only supposed to be one appetizer, and actually it's not even part of the meal.
Right, yeah.
A part of an actual progressive fine dining meal, the appetizer is not considered a course. So the judges got, what, 3 courses of appetizers, I think?
Nice.
Obviously, there are variations on this. So the red team and yellow team clearly did variations on a progressive meal.
Right.
Do you think the chefs know what a progressive fine dining... it's fair that we do not know, but do you think the chefs know what it is? They had very different definitions. And also, it really kind of surprised me the directions that, especially the red team, they all followed Kevin's lead, and I wondered if maybe he led them astray a little bit by saying, let's go salty to start. I guess I'm shocked because he was a finalist on Top Chef France, and I cannot believe that any idea like that would have ever actually flown over there. Granted, he has lived in the States for several years at this point. However, he was a finalist on Top Chef France. These are my opening arguments. What do you think?
You know, I had questions kind of seeing the different dishes that were being brought to the table because they all did kind of read as like smaller things. Like you said, appetizers. You know, when you're kind of confronted with make these bar snacks into a meal, like it's almost common sense to be like, okay, this needs to be an appetizer, because like how do you make salted peanuts into a meal, you know?
Yeah, fair.
Like that's a weird thing to ask. Yeah, we have Team Rustic and Team Fine Dining, and like you said, I thought that with all the fine dining experience, especially with Kevin, I thought that they would maybe follow the guidelines a little bit more of what this tasting menu looks like, this progressive dinner looks like. But I
Right.
don't know. I'm wondering if this is, and this is just purely me not having any like formal culinary training. Like, is
Yeah.
that taught anymore? Like, do people like, is
Oh.
this something that they learn in the CIA or like, like what is so fun?
Right?
Right. But I'm just not sure. But anyway, the bottom line of it, those were the bottom dishes.
Mhm.
And the chef who was sent to Last Chance Kitchen is Valentine. And this does bring me back to that like meta analysis of Top Chef and the way they construct the TV show. Because earlier in the episode, they were doing like a little personal spot on him and his daughter, who's his biggest fan and all this stuff. And I'm like, are they doing that just so that we'll feel worse at the end?
Oh my goodness.
Like, what is this manipulation game here? I don't know if I like this.
Oh my goodness, it's only episode 2.
I know. Yeah.
Top Chef baggage check. I feel yes. So one of the things that we like to call it is there's the winners edit and then the one who's gonna go home edit. And it really it looks like you picked up on that already.
Mm. I started rooting for him in like a new way because
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, he plays Uno with his daughter. He's got a competitive spirit. He's like a friendly, fun-loving guy. His daughter's rooting
Right.
for him back home. And then they're like, pack your knives. And I'm like, oh my gosh. What was a dish that you were like, I don't know about that?
Many of them actually.
Yeah. You're like, I don't know about any of that.
Kenny's pave actually stood out to me on the top side
Hmm.
because I love potatoes au gratin or gratin. I'm not sure how
Mm-hmm.
it's actually pronounced.
Those are good.
And Top Chef learning moment, I thought I in my mind I thought, "Oh, that sounds like potato gratin. Oh, that must be the same thing." No, a pave is a little bit different than a gratin. And apparently the difference is a gratin is cheesy and then a pave is more cream based, is my understanding.
Oh, interesting.
Initially, I thought in my mind, "Oh, what a nice little redemption for Kenny,"
Hmm.
because he was a little bit on the bottom a lot.
Right, right.
But I also noted that it was interesting that he actually got the idea for the pave from Manny. Now,
Ah,
that being said,
hmm,
he did have to execute the dish, and as teammates help one another, so,
that's true.
but that's a dish that really stood out to me. How about you?
Yeah, there were definitely some that I was like, wouldn't want to have that. But then there were a couple that were pretty interesting to me. I was finding that the ones that I was gravitating more toward were the ones getting like
Uh-huh.
really harsh reviews from the judges, and I was
Oh,
like, yo, what?
oh.
So the one that particularly stuck out to me that I was interested in, like I was like, oh, I'd eat that. I'd go for that.
Uh,
I was interested in Charlie's dish, actually, which
oh.
he ended up being on the bottom of the line. I feel like that was, I will make allowances for that. There's another dish that I really liked. But for Charlie's, this is the question that I was asking earlier, the thing that I said I wanted to bring up.
Mm,
Does working in this structured environment where they're thinking like they have in mind, okay, I need to fit this into a tasting menu of these other chefs working on these other dishes, did that impact
yeah.
Charlie's or any of the other chef testants construction of their dish? Like they're like, I want this to fit into the courses seamlessly. I don't want this to be like this huge like blast of like, this is how I usually cook. This is what I would bring to the table if I were on my own. I'm wondering if working in like a team was actually kind of like a negative for some of the chefs
Okay.
as they try to tamp down what they would usually bring to the table to bring what they feel like they're expected to bring to the table. Because how is it that Charlie, who's so skilled in Haitian dishes, he said he makes like beans as part of his everyday thing at his restaurant. How is it that they were under seasoned?
Yeah.
Props to him because I really love the way he answered that question when the judge was like,
Yeah.
were these seasoned enough? In like kind of a sassy way. He was like, well, they were seasoned to my liking, chef. And I was like, that's a really sophisticated way to answer that question. That was really clean. That was nice. So he got my respect from that. I thought that was a good way to handle that
Uh-huh.
criticism.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like Laura was really pulling my attention this episode because her dish seemed really, really nice. The Georgian eggplant
Oh.
rolls.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And that's stuffed with like walnuts and some other like seeds and spices and stuff like that. That one sounded really good.
Yeah.
And I was doing some research into like what exactly is in a Georgian eggplant roll, and it just sounds like it was giving me like a hint of like baklava and like a faint feeling of like these nut-based and like other like seed-based kind of
Oh.
savory sweet desserts.
Yeah. That dish did sound really, really good. And my question to you is, if she had been on the yellow team, which won, rather than the red team, would she have been one of the top dishes?
Ooh, I feel like she might have just because she was really kind of hitting her stride this episode.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Which sounds funny to say because it's only the second episode, but she was really kind of like she was doing what she needed to do in the kitchen. I'm not exactly sure who she might have replaced had she been on the top team because like there's the top 3 dishes from that team. So I don't know who would have gotten bumped,
You're right.
but I will say of the top 3 dishes, kind
Uh-huh.
of happy for Kenny. I'm really happy for him because it seemed
Yeah.
like even in earlier in this episode, it seemed like he was kind of getting thrown under the bus a little bit in the team element because someone was like, "Oh, I want to do that instead." And he's like, "This is please just let me do the ingredient that I wanted."
Oh,
But then everyone was kind of coming around him and being like, "No, don't worry, we'll help you work it out." But he didn't look super confident. So I'm really
yeah.
happy that he's kind of gotten this redemption, this validation of being one of the top
Yeah.
dishes, especially after
Yeah.
such a hard first episode of the entire season.
Agree.
And even the one of the guest judges, a comedian, I'm familiar with him from TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah. His name is Charlie. He is like the voice of the Midwest. He's like if the Midwest turned into a person
Uh-huh.
and had a comedy career. And he's kind of fun. He's like a good, just kind of like lighthearted kind of guy. And he said of Kenny's dish, Kenny had just left. I wish Kenny had heard this on the day of, but he said, I tell you what, with that dish, if he brings that to the potluck, it's not staying on the table very long. Like it's getting one eaten up and two he's getting an invite back. And I thought that was just such a sweet like low key like really Midwestern compliment. Yeah. Are you familiar with him as a comedian?
No, I had to Wikipedia him. I was like, who is this the champagne of comedians or the
Yeah, I thought that was a funny description.
I'm infinitely charmed. My thought when he popped up, I thought, oh, that's interesting. And it made me think of Toastmasters, where you refine the art of after dinner speaking. And it made me think, but this is charming people during the dinner.
Mm.
So Brassica continues to delight me. When she was introducing her team, the yellow team, and then I think the first half was introduced by was it Kenny, and
Mhm.
then the second half for the yellow team was introduced by Brassica. And when
Yeah.
she got to her dish, and she referred to herself in the third person.
That was so funny. I love the lightheartedness she brought to it.
Yeah.
It seems like she's kind of like just like an uplifting kind of like chef in this grouping, which is really sweet. It's really exciting. I also love that she's totally like in her wheelhouse with the pretzels. Like she wanted to do pretzels, she got pretzels. It feels like a completed journey now. Like from growing up having like pretzels brought back to her from the United States, like tons and tons of pretzels, to now like
Right?
in the United States making a fine dining dish out of pretzels. It's a hero origin story.
It truly is. She went into that dish with so much confidence when they were all talking
Mhm.
about what they were going to do. She said, and I believe someone else wanted pretzels, and she said, "But look, this is what I want." And she said
Yeah.
exactly what she knew. Like I had the feeling, has she thought about this? Because she really knew what she wanted to
She's
do.
got
And
pretzels on the
there's
mind.
and also, I loved that she essentially learned how to use liquid nitrogen
Oh,
while
yeah.
doing a competition on
Oh my
Top Chef. Like,
gosh.
where are you? No, like, this is where she, and it reminded me of, because of course, Top Chef baggage check. It reminded me of the season 8 All Stars when Richard Blais had the opportunity to teach Eric Repair, Michelin star chef, has arguably the number one restaurant in the United States, Le Bernardin. I'm certain to be pronouncing that incorrectly because it's French. And Richard Blais, who knew how to do liquid nitrogen, was using it for a component on his dish, and all the other chefs in the the established chefs
Yeah.
gathered around to watch what he was doing, because at that time,
Oh.
liquid nitrogen was not as common a feature as maybe you think of it as in kitchens nowadays. I
Yeah.
was like, Rasica, you go, girl. Teach yourself how to do something you've never done and create a winning dish.
Yeah. And like the confidence to do that on the fly, I feel like is such a big thing, because she could have kept trying like
Yeah.
other routes and other options, but she was like, you know what? I'm using that liquid nitrogen.
Yes.
Props for her for doing it. I don't know if I would have had the thought to even use that. I might have just been like, all right, I'm plating this and it's going to be like semi-frozen, which obviously wouldn't get me anywhere in the Top Chef universe. Like if it needs to be frozen, it's got to be frozen. Yeah, she did a wonderful job with that. Definitely deserved the top dish place and definitely deserved the immunity for sure.
Yeah, that's right.
So, something as a newbie to Top Chef that I am so excited about every time it comes up is these little like interactions that they get to have with each other when they're not in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
get to go into a room, they were all like having a drink and everything, just talking with each other and kind of recapping what's going on. You get to see a little bit of their personality when they're not in a time crunch and in that pressure. That's something that
Yeah.
I enjoy so much when I'm watching Top Chef, because I want to get invested with these
Yeah.
chefs. And it does hurt when they get sent home, more so,
Yeah.
since you know them
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, like I've heard about their family, I've heard about their aspirations, like their background, all this stuff. But it really does bring a new level to a cooking show, I feel like.
So, as a Top Chef veteran,
Mhm.
there's a couple things I'd like to insert here. A little Top Chef baggage check. So much baggage. One is, I need to remember to send you, because I know they exist on YouTube, clips of what the old stew rooms were like. They were essentially maybe slightly upscale prisons.
Oh,
Closets.
gosh.
Barely a step up from a closet, perhaps. And now the stew room,
Mm.
the room where they go into, is lovely. It's I feel like that's, I'm glad that they have nice stew rooms now. But if I remember, I'm gonna send you clips of what the stew room used to be like. So back in our Top Chef fan day, this is what the
Oh my gosh.
And then the other thing I wanted to bring up was my man, Dan the Man, a little bit. So I do appreciate that in the stew room situations and other situations, you get to know the chefs. And I knew about his medical diagnosis before the show started because of all of the research that we did.
Mhm.
And I intentionally did not bring it up in our introduction to the chefs, because I didn't want to make that the thing about Dan the Man. Like for me, I introduced him as he's the Midwestern chef.
Mhm.
He's got a couple of restaurants there, and I wanted that to be, quote unquote, the first impression for maybe anyone who's coming to the podcast and didn't do any research. And I'm glad that he brought it up himself, and so that I'll explain why. But so now, but I should say I feel comfortable bringing it up because now he's brought it up, and
Mm.
so yes, he has a condition that's similar. It's to ALS, and
Mhm.
it's that segment. I cry at everything, so as you can
Oh.
imagine, it definitely made my eyes water. I had to blink a few times.
Aw.
And, and as a Top Chef veteran, the moment, besides feeling so intensely for him, it also reminded me of a couple other Top Chef. I think it was actually just season 19. So season 19 in Houston, one of the chef testants, Jackson Kalb, he came into the show with having just recovered from COVID, and he lost
Mm.
his sense of smell and taste.
Oh.
And of course, and I would have done the same thing. He did not tell anyone.
Mhm.
And I'm going to spoil the first episode for you, but I know that that does not matter to you. The first episode of season 19 in Houston, they had a team challenge. And he said, "Is it wrong that I'm not telling people?" But at the same time, it's a huge handicap, right? So he didn't,
Mhm.
he, and ultimately did come clean eventually,
Yeah.
but up front he didn't tell people. So Dan the man's situation reminded me of that a little bit,
Yeah.
and then it also reminded me of season 15 Colorado, which is also the same season that Joe Flamm won. By the way, the guest
Mm.
judge,
Mhm.
he won season 15 Colorado. One of his fellow chef testants was Fatima Ali,
Mhm.
and she was a bright spot. She was maybe with her sense of humor and her lightheartedness and her just the way she approached every challenge
Mhm.
reminds me a little bit of Rasika, maybe kind of
Oh.
that kind of attitude.
Mhm.
2018 is when the series aired, and then shortly thereafter, after it aired, she was diagnosed with what was it, Ewing sarcoma,
Oh, jeez.
and then she ultimately, passed away the
Mm.
following year. Like I might start crying just thinking about it right now. And so watching this episode, watching Dan having to come clean, and then even when I was doing my research, I didn't really fully understand the impact of what he's dealing with, and then hearing him explain it just in the feels.
Yeah. No, it's I was not aware that the other contestants weren't aware of
Yeah.
the fact that he has Kennedy's disease when the show started. I thought that it was I mean, honestly, it's because we did all that research and like know all these things about these chefs. I'm like, "Oh, they all know everything about each other."
Yeah.
From the get-go, but that's obviously not how it is. Like, the show's already been filmed, and things come out over time about experience and,
Yeah.
personal lives and all this stuff. It was a very touching moment how the other chefs were ready to rally around him,
Yeah.
I think, and they were so ready to help him. Even earlier in the episode when he was just kind of attributing his shakiness to age,
Yeah.
like, the other chefs around him were like, "No, no, no, you're good, like, it's good, like, let's get this done. We're gonna do this together."
Yeah. Absolutely.
Incredible kindness, honestly, like, without knowing, like, what's going on,
Yeah.
they're still there for each other, and I think that's really sweet, and that's something I'm looking forward to, just watching how they all support each other and kind of
Yeah.
just continue to get to know each other and learn from each other and the lived experiences that each person brings to the
Yeah.
table.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I wanted to do an immunity check.
Mm. Speaking of COVID.
Right. Besides the $10,000, which awesome. Congratulations, Rasika.
Mhm.
But also I wanted to do an immunity check to see did it have an impact on this episode.
No. I don't think so. I think Manny, he pulls no punches, and he's excellent and great, and I'm still obsessed, so
No, we may have longer immunity checks in the future, but yeah, I agree with you.
Mhm. And now, you loved it before and you'll love it now. We are back with snack time with high speed dining. Today, we're going to be discussing some of the dishes from the Elimination Challenge and getting his fine dining expertise input.
Well, I don't feel like an expert these days. I dined out with a top chef this week, somebody who's on the Food Network, and
Oh,
Joe Sasto. He is really working his way up the food chain in the food world, and I just felt like a little baby. This is mushy. It's baby food. This guy was incredible with how he could describe everything and the techniques behind stuff. It was fun. So to call me an expert, hey. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
But you have a really refined palate. You know food. You maybe are not as able to express it as eloquently as Joe Sasto, perhaps.
Yeah, that's definitely a great way to describe it. He is a thesaurus, and I am page one of a thesaurus.
oh gosh.
I need to learn and research more and do more to help better my craft. So, and by watching Top Chef, I am getting that bug.
You are going to learn a lot. And actually, it was amazing that you had the opportunity to dine with Joe Sasto, and they went to the restaurant Reverie here in Georgetown in Washington, D.C.
And Albie, 2 nights in a row, we did Michelin star meals.
Oh, wow.
Though I wasn't sitting with him at Reverie, I was sitting with him last night at Albie.
Mm.
I saw in Joe Sasto's story on Instagram, he put one of the photos he posted was this really cute kind of collage photo where it was a photo of him and Johnny Spiro, who's the chef at Reverie, from when he was there in 2022, and then a photo of him and Johnny from when he was there just yesterday, no, the day before yesterday in 2024. So that was a really cute photo. And that photo from 2022, I took that photo because I I was the one who dined with him was one of the last, we were among the last diners at Reverie before it burned down. And I was the one who dined with him at Reverie because
COVID got me.
Oh,
So I couldn't go, and
that's rough.
yeah, Gnocchi went, and she had a good time.
I mean, this is incredible connection to a Michelin star restaurant for the both of you two. I had no idea. I was gonna say, with this growth of food knowledge and experience, I do want to ask your opinion on some of the dishes that were presented in Top Chef this past week.
yes. So, in what order would you like to eat these top 3 elimination dishes? So, one was Rasica's dessert, which was a barley pretzel cake with pretzel granita and honey mustard sabayon. Manny's mole,
Yeah.
which was a guajillo and mixed nut mole with roasted chicken. And the third is Kenny's pavé, which was a potato chip pavé with togarashi yogurt and beer braised short rib. So, in what order would you eat those dishes?
Can I get one big spoon and put a little of each on it?
Good try.
One bite, all 3 things at once.
No.
It's like a triple decker.
I think that's a food crime. I'm not allowing that. You got to pick an order.
Food crime? That's a food fantasy. Who wouldn't want 3 of the best dishes all together? Yeah.
What would that taste like?
Well, that's why you do it, to figure it out. You'd have a little sweet from that pretzel and honey mustard's dessert. You know, I mean, it would be a really fun thing to do. So, you know, I'll tell you, some of the ones you don't want after hearing the reviews were the opening snacks that were the 3 different olive dishes.
Oh, Kevin's dish. Mm-hmm.
He didn't really transform the ingredients that much. He just included the ingredients. While these 3 dishes we just went over, they really seem to transform things and take them to another place. So, yeah, I'd love to try some of these bad things just to understand where the judging is at. Just, you know, a great dish is awesome, but I want to try the worst stuff.
Oh, my goodness.
You know,
Oh,
I guess I could,
right.
How bad could I rip apart something that's deservedly bad? That would be a lot of fun to be, you know, I'm a nice guy. I say positive things about food and restaurants.
True.
You know, I'm a friend of restaurants and a tour guide, and I'm not out to rip things and say negative stuff.
Yeah.
But it would be really nice to be able to try the negative just to understand where the judges are coming from.
Yeah. Mission to Mars. You're being put on a mission to Mars. It's a 3-year mission, so you will return. What one dish are you taking with you?
3 years? Oh my God.
Yes.
I have to eat the same thing for 3 years?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. And we're not talking the show now. This is just on any type of food
The show? From the
that I could bring.
No, from the show. From the show.
Oh, from the show.
You're
Okay.
limited
Huh.
to top.
Are we limiting it? Okay, top 3.
Well,
Okay.
hold on. Wait. Maybe since it is 3 years, do we let him pick from the whole episode? Do we let him pick from the whole elimination challenge, or do we limit it?
I'm still going to go with what they voted best. I'm not going to.
Oh, okay. All right.
If I'm eating 3 years, it's got to be something that just got rave reviews.
Okay, fair.
3 years of crappy food would kill me. Oh. If I'm eating the same thing for 3 years, every day, 3 meals a day, I guess it's almost like army rations. So I shouldn't.
A little bit, yeah.
God bless all those in service who are stuck eating this type of stuff, and it's usually freeze-dried or just in a bag or something. I'd probably go with the roasted chicken and that mixed mole. And, you know, it's nutritionally, you've got your nuts, your chicken, your protein. I mean, it's got all the goods, and you can eat chicken a lot. Most people really, that's one of the bigger proteins you eat on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Raised short rib would get to me over time, I think.
Probably. I mean, you can't argue with Manny, I gotta say.
That's true.
I would hate to have to eat the same thing for 3 years straight. That would be nuts.
What if it was a 3-year Michelin star mission to Mars?
Oh, are they shipping off all of the top chefs in the world to Mars? I feel like that's not in our best interest here on Earth. Oh gosh.
Are there chefs with me? Is there a chef preparing this daily, or am I just reheating it?
No chefs.
So it's just, here is your 365 boxes for year 1.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to microwave everything. Wow. I don't know. This is making me depressed. Same thing. This sounds like prison. I mean, I don't think they have a Michelin star prison chef, but
Food prison.
eating the same thing every day. That's tough. That's tough.
It would be an experience, that's for sure.
Allow me to cheer you up. On this mission to Mars, you can take one of the cheftestants with you to cook.
Oh no.
I can take one.
Oh my gosh.
Which one you taking with you?
Oh, that's actually a really good question.
3 years. They can cook for you, and obviously themselves. Who are you taking with you?
Not themselves. They're not allowed to cook for themselves.
Well,
They're getting microwave dinners for themselves.
I'm not sure this is a proper answer, but you're telling me I'm on a rocket ship for 3 years and I'm going to have one person to be with. I'm going to take one of the single female ladies. Sorry.
No,
there it is.
This is about food. It's not cannibalism. It's not cannibalism. We've already touched on that in this episode. We don't need to circle back to cannibalism. So pick someone based on what type of food they would make.
That wasn't a cannibalism thing. I want a single lady, so maybe something can happen.
Oh my gosh.
You know, after 6 months, maybe we strike a connection.
No.
Who wouldn't want to hook up with their chef?
Hey, Gnocchi, how about you? If you were picking someone from the chef lineup to cook food for you, who would you pick?
This is not Top Chef Bachelor.
Oh,
there are
gosh.
other astronauts on this mission to Mars.
That is a good idea. Top Chef Bachelor. It's all about,
That would be fascinating.
who can win someone's heart and stomach.
Oh.
I mean, don't they always say the way to someone's heart is through their stomach? So
Yeah.
There's a spinoff whose idea needs to happen.
we're calling out the Top Chef universe right here. You guys need to have another show. It's this one.
You don't give roses, you give forks,
Yes. Yes.
Forks. Oh my gosh. That'd be so funny.
I want to spork you, sweetheart.
Help.
You still haven't picked the chef for the mission.
Yeah. There's other people on this mission. You're not the only person. Like, there's other astronauts. We just get one chef for the mission.
Okay, now I was just looking at this as me and a chef. We're all alone.
Well, our parameters of a full team plus one chef. Which chef are you picking?
Okay.
I know, less interesting. I'm sorry.
At that point, I don't know them all well enough, but I think Manny has been pulling off some solid stuff, though, hasn't he?
Manny has been excellent. He's been on it. Yeah.
You're on Team Manny. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Final question. 2 episodes in, if you have to choose right now who you think is going to go all the way, who are you picking?
It's a really tough question. There's a lot of nice, fun, interesting people, very skilled. I wish I knew more about them. I wish I actually got to eat and taste their stuff. But I'm going to go with the sentimental favorite. I'm rooting for the underdog, Dan.
Oh.
I want to see somebody who's battling a really tough disease that, unfortunately, he's going to have it very hard.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see all the people get behind him last night and help out. And
absolutely.
last night was his,
Yeah.
this recent episode was his coming out episode. And you want to see somebody like that do well and succeed. And that's all that matters,
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to leave you with one factoid from this episode, High Speed Dining, and that is the fact that, so you dined with Joe Sasto, but 2 nights in a row. He was actually on Top Chef Colorado, which is season 15. So was Joe Flamm, the guest host, and Joe Flamm is actually the winner of Top Chef Colorado season 15. And during that season, they were called the 2 Joes. It was super cute. So I just thought you might like to know that.
Well, it's Mustache Joe these days for Joe Sasto. Guy Fieri has named him that, and that's the name. That's it. When
If Guy Fieri says it, that's what goes. That's it. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, you'll be seeing a bunch more of him too on
Food Network. Yeah, because and Quiche. You may have guessed it. One of the 18 of 32 chef testants on this season of tournament. So Top Chef Culinary Universe.
Yeah.
The TCU.
Top Chef Culinary Universe. We'd like to thank you, High Speed Dining, for joining us for another snack time, and we'll catch you again when we call you back in for your expertise.
It was a lot of fun with him, and it's been a lot of fun with you guys.
Thank you.
All right, so now we are going to just talk a little bit about, after having seen these chefs in action a little bit more, we want to just discuss who we think might be our picks to win it all. I have opinions. And Gnocchi, I know you have opinions too, so I want to hear what you got, chef baggage and all this stuff. Who are your picks? Who are your
All right.
picks?
So I know I cannot pick Michelle and Danny because I don't know for sure,
I love them.
but I suspect they may be high on your list. And so this forced me to really sit down and think about, okay, if I can't take Michelle and Danny, I had to have an independent thought here.
Oh my gosh.
So I thought, okay, who exemplifies what I keep talking about? Who can take their knowledge and apply it to a challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So outside of Michelle and Danny,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, or actually, is it Michelle and Danny or Michelle and Manny? Michelle and Manny.
Michelle and Manny. Yeah. Yeah.
Eminem.
Eminem.
Oh, you got the Eminem. All right. That's Team Eminem over there. Well, on my side, I'm thinking, and not just because she won
Okay.
in the elimination,
Mm-hmm.
because I considered Laura as well. She's high on my list. She's
Mhm.
high. Based on what she did and the fact that she took the note from Manny, like she quick learner. Like
Yeah.
she saw what Manny did, she took the note, she took what she knew how to do,
Mhm.
and she applied it to what I thought was an incredibly difficult challenge, which is cooking with hops.
Yeah.
So she's high on my list. But also Rasika, in the sense that if I think about what she's cooked so far, she's also doing the same thing. Clearly, she's thought about pretzels a lot, right?
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
But I'm 100% confident she didn't come in with that dish.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the other one it's kind of a toss up for me, Laura, Kenny, maybe a few others.
Mhm.
Even though Kenny has not necessarily
Mm.
showed all that well in terms of his timing, right?
Yeah.
His ideas. This is why he's high on my list. So I'm going to take Kenny and Rasika because Kenny,
Okay.
his pho buttered chicken,
Mm.
in my mind, would have won if he had gotten it done,
Mhm.
right? And then, yes, Manny gave him the idea for the pavé, but he did have to execute the dish, and he executed, and he got in the top 3.
Right.
Those are the 2 I have on my eye on to win.
Okay. Okay.
Those are my picks for now.
You have good reasoning for that. I can see it. I can see it.
Thank you.
But you are right about me. I am Michelle and Manny all the way. I do not care. Oh my gosh. I consistently, like, they do things in the episode and I'm like,
Mhm.
that's my chef. That's my chef right there. I just love how Manny, he's just like consistent. Like he's consistently, so far, of course, we've only seen like three dishes, but he's consistently bringing like full intention to the kitchen, Like he is taking these dishes he knows and he is morphing them into something that they need to be and doing it in a really skillful way. Michelle, she's just like the sweetest, but also like low-key, like insane chef story. Like so cool. In this episode, I think she mentioned how she didn't get into cooking until she was in like her 30s.
Right?
And she's excellent and she's on Top Chef.
Yes.
Like she has my heart.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm excited about both of them. I really want to see maybe like a longer form challenge to watch what Michelle can do with like a slow cooked,
Yep.
like braised meat, some sort of pitmaster thing that she can like do, because she's been using grills in like smaller aspects in her dishes so far. But I really want to see like
Mhm.
how incredible of a dish she could come up with if given the time that she needs to put it together.
As a Top Chef veteran, I can say brace yourself because
Oh gosh, no. I don't want to see them fall from their pedestals. I can't stand it.
I don't know anything except what I've seen in previous seasons, and sometimes the front runner is not the front runner.
No. Oh, this is going to be hard for me.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's about time that we get into some other tasty morsels before we let our wonderful audience go, I would like to start us off, if I may.
Okay. Yes.
So there is a chef who has a unique background, much like the ones that we've been talking about recently, and he goes by the handle on Instagram and generally the name The Hungry Hooker.
Oh.
Now, before you say anything, I would like to clarify. He is a retired sports player. So he is Irish, and I believe it's rugby.
That's a position, right?
Yes.
Great name.
It is a great name. It's very fun. So, yeah. Hungry Hooker. His name is Johnny Murphy, and
Okay.
I believe it was around COVID time when things started shifting in his life.
Yeah.
He was a professional rugby player and doing great. Position, hooker. Do I know what that does? No. Should I look it up? Probably. Will I do that right after this? Yes. But he made that transition. He said that from a young age he was brought up cooking with his grandmother, and so he's already familiar with the kitchen and all of this stuff. But after being let go from his position in this rugby team, something that he had centered his life around, he started rediscovering cooking in a new way. And just kind of building from there. And props to him for turning a unfortunate experience, a really devastating experience of not getting to do the thing you love professionally anymore, and pivoting into something completely new, but something that you still love so much, and having the good humor enough to name his brand after the thing he used to do and the thing he used to love, the Hungry Hooker, So I've seen some of his recipes. A lot of them he'll explain some more traditional Irish recipes, Irish soda bread and other things like that, but he has recipes of his own and other things that he's creating that aren't specifically Irish recipes. So if you want to look him up, the Hungry Hooker, if that gives you any other search item, go ahead and just put the word Ireland after it. It should get you to the right place.
I wanted to ask you a little more in depth about Last Chance Kitchen, and just, do you want spoilers or not? And before you answer, typically what I do is I don't watch Last Chance Kitchen until the season's over because I literally don't want to know. But I am making an exception for the podcast and watching it as it airs along with the show. So, but my question to you is, do you want spoilers, or would you rather when the cheftestant comes back into the kitchen, it's a surprise to you?
Dang, I kind of like the element of surprise. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm fine with that answer. I'm fine with just me watching LCK and knowing what's going on. I will make one comment that is not going to be a spoiler.
Okay.
It's more, so I went and watched the first episode because, as you know, 2 chefs have now been eliminated and sent to Last Chance Kitchen, and one of them was David Murphy and the other one was Chef Valentine. And David Murphy was not there. And I was confused by this. And I'm not going to say what actually happened. I ended up going to the Reddit.
Amazing.
Which I do not suggest you go to the Reddit.
The place to search for answers.
Only veterans, Top Chef veterans should go to because obviously all of us Top Chef veterans, where are we going? We're going to the Reddit. So I went there, and apparently he just opted not to compete.
Oh man.
We don't know for sure. This is all hypothesis.
Okay.
This is all just the Reddit. Like, maybe he chose not to compete. Like, what's going on? What is happening? I won't spoil you anymore, but that to me that's
okay.
I imagine that's going to be out there in the ether just because that's unusual. Like,
yeah.
Why wouldn't you be there? Maybe he'll pop up later and it'll be a complete surprise for me and LCK.
Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe they're trying to mix things up. But for now, I was shocked. I was like, how? What? What? So, but I will not give you any spoilers.
Okay.
And then my last and final tasty morsel for today is the reason why I wanted to ask what your picks to win were is because at this point in their season on Pack Your Knives, the Top Chef podcast that started, I think, in season 13 or 15, they're journalists, and I want to say their focus is the NBA, or maybe one of them is the NBA and the other one's something else, but they have experience in sports media. And so they're podcast, as you can imagine, is incredibly polished. I love it.
Mm.
I am sacrificing for this podcast this year, and I'm not going to listen to theirs until the season is over. You can't imagine.
You're like, I need to listen to it.
Yeah, I want to listen so badly. I don't want their thoughts to influence my thoughts, however, so I'm waiting until the end of the season.
Right.
But typically at this point in the season,
Mhm.
they'll do a draft, a Top Chef draft, because their focus is sports in their
Oh,
real lives, and they just do pack your knives as a fun
yeah.
hobby. But of course, because they're pros, it sounds amazing. But yeah, they do a draft. I love the draft. It's killing me to not know who their picks are, but I'm gonna wait till the end of the season to listen.
Wow, okay, yeah.
But yeah, so that's why I wanted to know what your picks were. And that's also why I was like, oh, we can't really do teams because that'll be just too much like what Pack Your Knives does.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm willing to share. You can be on the Michelle and Manny team. Absolutely.
The M&Ms are yours. They're yours.
Thank you.
But yeah, so those are my tasty morsels for this episode.
Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Food and Dine. You can find us on social media if you look up Food and Dine or Food and Dine podcast, and you can listen to us wherever podcasts are available and whichever avenue you prefer. We'd like to remind you that we drop on Sundays after Top Chef airs on Wednesday, so you have plenty of time to digest all those dishes they made and then hear our input. We look forward to having you visit us next time. Welcome to the table. Let's eat.